Blessed day to each and everyone. I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Ria Aitinido from BSA 2C. Today I will be discussing to you the regulatory and taxation based on what we learned during our educational tour. During our visits, we understood that customs operations are guided by the Customs Modernization and Tariff Act or CMTA RA 10863. These laws ensures that all import and export activities are properly regulated to protect national security, local industries, and public welfare. We also learn about the de minimis value, which refers to shipments with low value that are no longer subject to duties and taxes. This helps speed up the processing of the small shipments. One of the most important concepts discussed at the Tariff Commission is the HS Code, which is used to classify goods internationally. This is further expanded into AHTN or ASEAN Harmonized Tariff Nomenclature, which provides a more detailed classification used with ASEAN countries. We learned that proper classification is very important because it determines the correct duties and taxes. In relation to this, the Tariff Commission provides the tariff classification rulings, which guide importers and customs brokers in identifying the correct classification of goods. During the process, documents are submitted through lodgement, which we observe is done using system like E2M. After lodgement, shipments like proceeds through the selectivity system or color lanes or color lines. Based on what we observe, shipments may undergo documents review, X-ray inspection, or physical examination depending to the assigned lane. We also saw the difference between the physical examination, where goods are manually inspected, and non-intrusive inspection, such as X-ray scanning, which is commonly used in cargo facilities to speed up the process. After inspection, the assessment of duties and taxes is conducted to determine the amount that must be paid before release. We also learn about the import documents such as airway bill or AWB, which contains complete shipment details and must always be accurate and secured. If shipments are not claimed within the allowed period, they are considered abandoned goods, which may be disposed of or actioned by the customs. All goods entered through a BOC or Bureau of Customs port of entry, such as NAIA or the Port of Subic, where monitoring and processing take place. Another important document is the Import Entry and Internal Revenue Declaration or IEIRD, which contains a full declaration of the shipments. We also learn the role of the customs appraiser, who reviews and evaluates the goods declaration to ensure correct valuation and classification. And lastly, the Tariff Commission may impose anti-dumping duties to protect local industries from unfairly low price imports. And next, I will be discussing the logistics and brokerage operations based on our visits to Pair Cargo, NMM Cargo House, and Subic. Based on that, we learned that the declarant is responsible for submitting the goods declaration, usually a licensed customs broker. We also discuss Incoterms 2020, which defines the responsibilities of buyers and sellers in international shipments. For sea cargo, the Bill of Lading or BL serves a proof of shipments and ownership of goods. During the discussion, we'll learn about demurrage and detention, which we charges due to delays. Demurrage happens when cargo stays too long in the port, while detention occurs when containers are not returned on time. A TEU or 20-foot equivalent units is used as a standard measurement for a container company. In port operations, stevedoring refers to loading and unloading cargo from vessels while a rastri refers to handling cargo within the port area. The manifest is very important document because it contains the complete list of cargo and a shipment and must be submitted before processing. We also observe how freight forwarding works, where logistics company coordinates shipments from origin to destination. Another important concept is supply chain visibility, which allows tracking of shipments and ensures transparency in operations. Transshipment refers to transferring cargo from one vessel to another before reaching its final destination. And the shipments can be categorized as LCL or less container load or FCL full container load depending on volume. A chassis is used to transport containers on land. Port throughput refers to the total volume of cargo handled by a port which reflects its efficiency. Lastly, we visited the free port zone in Subic. The free port zone in Subic, where goods move with fewer restrictions, making operation faster and more efficient. And next is I will be discussing the special economic zones and incentives based on our visit to Peza Baguio. So, based on that, we learned that an eco-zone is a special area where businesses are given incentives to encourage incentives. One of these incentives it is the income tax holiday or ITH, where companies are exempt from paying income tax for a certain period. We also discuss cross-border trade, which involves the movement of goods between countries. An indirect export happens when goods are sold to transfer company that will handle the export. Inside ecozones, company may enjoy zero rated VAT, meaning no value added tax is applied. The customs territory refers to area outside ecozones where regulatory customs law apply. When enter the ecozone, it is called admission, and this process is monitored by PEZA. A PEZA gate pass is required for goods entering or leaving the zone. We also learned about the instructive exportation, where goods are treated as exports even if they remain within the country. A certificate of origin or the CO is used to determine where goods are produced, which affects tariff rates. And lastly, a surety bond ensure compliance with customs and PEZA regulations. And the fourth one is I will be discussing the based on our visit to the manufacturing PH, we learn about operations and quality standards. The GMP or Good Manufacturing Practice ensures that products are produced consistently and met quality standards. Quality assurance or QA focuses on improving processes to prevent defects. Quality control or QC focuses on inspecting finished products to ensure quality. Lead time refers to the total time from production to delivery. Inventory management, this ensures an available when needed. And lastly, the GIT or just in time ensure that materials arrive only when needed, reducing waste and improving efficiency. For the closing or the in conclusion of our discussion for the educational tour based on my experience, this will help us understand how customs regulations, logistics operations, economic zones, and manufacturing processes are interconnected between import and export. It allowed us to see how concepts we learn in the classroom are applied in real life situation. And that's all. Thank you.